YouTube, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Decades, No Man's Sky, episode 7. We are back. Thanks for tuning in, guys. This episode is Operation Freighter. What I wanted to do was spend the necessary time and research within the game. Again, you guys know I don't like looking things up, and I was just going off of memory. I do remember that I needed to install the economy scanner, which I did, because now you can see as I'm scrolling through, I can see the rating of the economy. So I'm like, okay. I left the game running for about 4 hours just to make sure the next time I warp, it'll be some type of dogfight going on. I'm gonna have to rescue a freighter. But I do know the chance of me getting an A or an S is much better when you go to a 3-star economy. So this is a GEC economy, 3-star, and I haven't visited it yet. So I'm thinking, let's go here. Let's try that. So on the way, I'm thinking of the type of ship that I like, and the ships that I like are those big, bad, the big ones. Not the ones that are real thin, looks like a Corvette. You know, I'm talking about those big boys. See, this one here, see how it's really, really flat and wide? Back end looks like the new C8. Yeah, I don't really care for those. Now, the reason why I just didn't stop right here and reload my game was because I needed to really practice my dog fighting skills, because as you guys know from Star Citizen and from Empyrean, you have really good pilots, average pilots, slightly below average pilots, and people that have no business being in the pilot seat, and that would be me. So I wanted to get to the point where I learned how to turn really, really fast, and seeing if I can even handle it, because I think I told you guys before, as a kid, I was that kid that could not get on a merry-go-round. I got dizzy for days. So flying around and trying to kill these pilots or these other ships, sometimes a little iffy for me. So I see I don't like that ship. I got a little practice in. Let's reload. No worries. We go back, and what we're going to do this time, we're going to go with a new system. We went with GEC the first time, and it gave us the little flat lamp Corvette looking ship. So now I'm going to go with another race, either the Viking or the Korvax, and I'm thinking the Korvax. So it says right here, and it has a three-star economy, right? So again, we come into the Korvax and boom, we have this Corvette looking ship. But I'm thinking like, whoa, look at how many different people or how many different pirates there are trying to jack this ship. This might be an S-class. Now, if this is an S-class, then I'm willing to do the fighting and take the ship, because S-class freighters are so freaking rare. I remember how long it took me to get my S-class freighter a couple of years ago, and guys, I had to do this technique probably 3 hours, 3 hours, at least 2 hours. I had to do this: reload, fight, check the ship, reload, fight, check the ship, reload, fight, check the ship. Hours before I finally got an S-class. And the S-class that I finally got, I didn't like the way it was built. I didn't like the look of it. So I'm like, I'll just deal with an A-class and then just upgrade it, right? Anyhow, now this one, I was getting challenged. Now, sitting here watching the video as I'm doing this voiceover, I can immediately say I was an idiot for not immediately turning and destroying the ship that was shooting at me. Instead, I was going after another ship while the ship behind me was shooting me in the butt, right? That's not good. That's again, poor piloting skills. So I went ahead, I took care of business, and now we're going to go in, and I wanted to check to see what this ship class actually was, and I'm just hoping that it's an actual S-class. I'm like, please let this be an S-class. So I'm looking like, I like the interior of the freighters are awesome, and I don't remember there being people standing in the freighter. So as you can see, that one was not a or an S. So I said, okay, we did GEC, we did Korvax, now we're going to do Viking, right? So here we are again. in a dogfight, and I immediately see the ship. I'm like, oh, that's what I'm talking about, that big boy. So yeah, let's go ahead and handle business. And this one was even more guarded than the other ship. It took me a minute to kill these dudes, but I was on my game, because after the last two ships, I realized by slamming on the brakes at the same time as, turning my stick on the Xbox One controller, I can turn a lot faster, so I don't lose the guys as easy. So that's what was happening to me before. I couldn't really find them. They'll be flying all around me, and I was like flying in circles getting shot. But I held my own. Anyway, so now I'm sitting here like, oh, please let this be a decent ship. I'm like, yeah, A-class, baby. Let's go. So I saw this. I'm like, what is that? Interesting. I'm quite sure that's a teleporter, because one of the complaints I had No Man's Sky a couple of years ago was how long it took to get out this ship and get to the front of the freighter. But this looks great, and look how fast I got to the top of the stairs. You no longer have to go up like 2 flights to get to the front of the freighter. So I have a conversation with this dude, him talking his pig Latin. I have no idea what that is, but then it returns into English. I'm like, Inspector Freighter, how much is it going to run me? 115 million. I have 405 million. Small change to a big baller. So not only does this ship have a large refiner already, it has an exocraft terminal and this stellar extractor, which I had no. I'm like, what is this thing? I get all these chromatic metal, sulfurine, radon, and nitrogen, all for free. 15 an hour. So then I was like, hey, let's build out the fleet. Let's go on some voyages. So I said, all right. I went out, hired a couple people, came back to my manager and said, hey, let's send these dudes on our first expedition, man, and let's get this moving. So now this is the end of this episode, and next episode I'm going to concentrate on getting a lot of salvage data so I can upgrade and continue the progress of the freighter, because what I need to do is get the modules so that I can unlock some of the technology that I found on the anomaly, right? I saw that there's a couple of things I want to get. For instance, there is the ability to summon this exosuit or my mech suit anywhere that I have my freighter, and I'm going to use my freighter as my main ship to pretty much go everywhere in the system. I'm always going to have my freighter with me because that's going to be my base. So with that being said, I'm going to move forward with more unlocks for the freighter. I need to move forward with more unlocks for the mech suit, and I need to get more nanites for the ability to unlock more S-class upgrades for my mining tools, my jetpacks, and things like that. So next episode is going to be hours worth of just doing what you see I'm doing here on the screen, because this was shot after I got the freighter and I sent my my team on this first mission, the voyage. So I decided to come down to the planet, my main planet, and start scavenging for the salvage data. And then what we have to do, I did not mention I hired someone to come onto the ship. I completely forget what position they were, but I'll show that in the next episode. I'll show you the new room that I put into the freighter. I'll show you the person that I hired, and we're gonna go forward with hiring more people to come onto the ship. And I tried to hire the construction guy, the Gek, and he was gonna run the construction, and it wouldn't allow me to do that. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know if I have to hire him on the planet or what, but next episode, guys, I'll fill you all in and let you know what else is going on, and we're gonna keep moving. Loving the game. I love their improvements. The freighters are awesome, and I've never even had a live ship. So from what I understand, that's all the hotness is, getting a live ship or whatever they're called. It looks like a little being, so we'll see. Until next time, guys, you guys stay positive, be positive, act positive, put it out to the universe. It makes a huge difference, guys. It's your boy Decades, and I'm out.